Thanks for coming. You're intimidating to me.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't make for the friendliest costume.
Well, it's.
You look kind of intimidating too.
I guess that's fair. I'm supposed to just look I guess professional is intimidating.
Professional's a little intimidating. I mean, I'm just here in a hoodie and a cookout shirt. You got a nice, nice suit and tie.
Don't forget the shades.
And the shades.
So I guess I can't say like, scoot so your body's centered with these two lines.
Okay.
And then this mic, you want 6 to 12 inches from your mouth at all times, and you want to speak a little bit like to the side of it, like this.
Right over here.
You can adjust it, move it how you like. Yeah.
Yeah, it should be good.
I think so too.
Does the sound quality sound good?
We'll see when I edit it.
All right. I'll try to speak pretty loud. I'll try to project my voice.
Okay, sounds good. I gotta start. So this camera behind me, this one, is not built for this. So every 30 minutes it overheats.
Oh man,
so I have to set a
that's
timer.
too bad.
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
Technology, am I right?
I guess so. Thanks for being here.
I appreciate it. How was your New Year's?
Good. I'm glad that you're the only one to reach out and wish me happy.
Really? From I can't believe that. You know so many people through your podcasts.
Well, I know. I guess. Yeah. But
35 at the very least.
Everyone's busy during New Year's. They're always. Everyone has their own get together. Their own. Did you get a New Year's kiss?
I did not.
Neither did I. The guys I were with, we were all making a big joke out of it. It was pretty funny. We said if you don't kiss a girl, you gotta pair up and kiss one of the guys.
Oh yeah, what happened?
Well, I didn't kiss the guy, so I guess I went back on the. It was just a joke.
It was just a joke. I feel like this might be a little, little controversial, but I think it's pretty easy to send a Happy New Year's. It's like,
Yeah, honestly, that's why.
3 words.
When I called you, I was wondering if it was like one of those robots, like the porn robots.
Nope.
Because I called you, I didn't recognize your area code, and you ended up picking up on like the second ring, because I don't remember what happened really.
Yeah, I like to respond to phone calls pretty fast.
But yeah, you told me I'm just going down this I sent 200 people Happy New Year's.
Well, yeah, I mean,
and I said that's awesome. You might not have took that as sincere.
Yeah,
awesome.
I felt kind of bad. I mean, but it's true. It's a yearly tradition to go down the contacts list and.
Yeah, isn't that weird though? How we feel bad for like for this podcast, for example, I'll feel a sting of guilt if I, invite too many people on in a short amount of time.
Really?
But why is that?
I think you're just a nice guy, as crazy as that is to say, or a kind gentleman. I don't know. I feel like in today's society, genuine kindness is so rare that when we feel it, it's foreign.
What, like someone else feeling it?
Yeah, we feel that feeling is quite foreign nowadays.
But why would I feel guilty? I think I feel guilty because, now it is the case a lot of times that people just genuinely aren't interested in being. I mean, you for example have sunglasses and a mask on.
Well, I'm a very private guy.
Sure, as are most people. I think that's very, very normal. Normal's a strange word. Common.
Common, yeah.
So when I ask people, it's very common for them not to be willing to do this sort of thing.
Really?
And yeah, I was surprised too. I guess I was so passionate about it. I was like, why wouldn't everyone say yes? But now that I've, sent out a couple invites to a good pool of people, I can say that for certain. And I'm left with the understanding that it can make people uncomfortable to receive an invitation to an event that they have to decline. I think saying no to someone, you also might feel guilty. So
yeah,
it's like I feel wrong because I feel like I'm creating a guilt feedback loop. And
I feel that as somebody who's hosted events before, I feel bad when I have to ask people and they feel bad when they have to decline.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's just part of human interaction.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But I was going to ask you, as the podcasting expert, I hope to launch a podcast myself soon. How do you reach out? What's your process? How do you scope out people?
Good question. Oh, man, this is so much fun.
This is kind of meta, a little bit.
Isn't this a blast, bro?
This is amazing. This is a little meta.
So that's what you have to do first. Before you worry about reaching out to people, you have to find out what you find to be a blast. It might not be podcasts. Matter of fact, it might, I don't know, I can't believe you're rated 1,500 in chess.
Yeah, I mean, that's not that much.
It is that much.
In
I'm
fact, that
stuck
might
at
be around
800
average, actually.
in Europe.
Yeah, in Europe.
We're dumb here.
I don't think that's what it is. I just think a lot of people don't even play chess, and if they do, they play it for a little while, so it like the average brings the chess rating down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if so many people play and then quit, a bunch of people have ratings around, a couple hundred.
Yeah, that actually makes sense.
Yeah. It's like if Bill Gates walks into a bar and the average net worth is like 5 million. Is it really, or did he just walk into a bar?
That's true.
Yeah.
Outliers and data sets. That stuff is complicated.
Very.
Complex. I have 2 roommates that study computer science. I've tagged along with them to
Really?
a couple of their classes. Yeah, really.
What do you study? You told me. Education.
Yes. Yes. Good memory.
So I'm sorry for interrupting, but how do you find podcast guests?
Please, there's no such thing as interrupting. A lot of these people that have been on my podcast, I've known from high school. And, before you say like, oh, well, that's sort of like he knows them, right?
Yeah.
Not necessarily. When 4 or 5, 6 years go by, you kind of like
drift a little bit.
Well, it's almost like reaching out to a stranger. I mean, and I'm kind of like I have an idea of who this person was, but man, I know I've changed a whole bunch. So how do I find these podcast guests? I just invite them. I just reach out.
Through email or through, do you cold email?
I have started emailing, but I haven't gotten anyone from email yet.
Really?
Yeah, no. But I do like that I email because it's very professional. I'm trying to become more professional in the areas that I think I might benefit from. Regardless, I don't think that asking how do you get guests is the right question to ask if you think I might like to do podcast.
That's true. I was just I guess I was genuinely just being an opportunist and figuring out how to get guests.
Well, I mean, I would say it's like anything. Like if I want to be a NASCAR driver, I guess it can't hurt to ask Jeff Gordon, like, how do you take the left turn? But like the truth is, like, you got to get in the car first.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Then get a little feedback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you are the only one that can. I mean, this would look totally different for you doing it than it would. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I think there's some sort of commonality. I mean, getting people, like, it's DMs and emails, right? What other way could you communicate?
Oh, there you go again. What are you getting people? Like, I mean, that's just like that's just a section of it. Like, another, like, you have to enjoy sitting down and speaking to people. You have to enjoy being on camera. You have to enjoy the process to an extent where when it really pisses you off, like when it's hour 3 of editing, you can find comfort in the fact that you do enjoy
podcasting.
Yeah,
I mean, you've done 35, and I think by now you could probably say you like it a little bit.
We'll see.
Yeah. Do you have an end goal with this sort of thing?
Dude, I really love to be famous.
I would really love to work with you then, because a huge passion of mine is marketing. I don't like being in front of the camera, but I love like getting people attention.
Oh, if you can, I'm fine with my face being anywhere. So if you want to put my face everywhere, then we can work something out. I mean,
I would love to work out like not an official contract, but just I would like to work with you and try to because I think your content's good. I've watched it. You are better than, say, 90% of the podcasters out there.
Really?
Well, you put an effort, which is already puts you ahead of like, people who don't.
Right. Well, a lot of people. I believe having been in this space for what over half a year now, I've realized that there is really no such thing as success with no effort.
Yeah. Well, at least with podcasting.
Well, with social media in general. Of course with podcasting, because that's a part of it. Let me close this door.
And get a little ambiance from the...
So, of course, these mics shouldn't pick it up. So, of course, I had noticed that door was open like 5 minutes ago.
It's all good. I mean, it adds to the sort of flair of the podcast.
Sure. There is no success without hard work. So, right now, I'm really focused on the hard work part. And that's the part.
That's a huge part.
Because, it's like this balancing act where, like, if you. And I don't want to box myself in with words right now. I don't want to convince myself that hard work is unattainable, but.
It's hard. I mean, it's in the name.
So. I think that. With time, things will happen. That's all. That's as conclusive as I can get at the moment.
Certainly, you give yourself a lot more chances to succeed with more time.
Yes.
So it's better to start early,
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I mean, most businesses, Amazon took 12 years before it took off.
And I've had people say, "All you need is one video to blow up." So not true.
That is not true. I also agree. I've heard people say that. I think you need consistent quality.
Yeah.
In order to break through the barrier that people have to following you.
Yeah, that's true. Because that's very flattering, the things you say, like your stuff's engaging, but also you sort of like met me in a real life scenario. So like, and people don't meet many people in a real life scenario nowadays anymore.
Really?
Except for you. No, I did notice that as you did chat up us at work, I would, make the fair assumption that it wasn't something that you don't do often.
Yeah, I mean, I might as well.
But that doesn't happen. Or else when you said, "Hey, it's Riley," I wouldn't have remembered you when you on New Year's Eve.
Yeah, I mentioned,
because no one does that. No one says, "What's up, dude?" and like stays and hangs out for forever.
I find that kind of odd actually, because I could be wrong, but I think most people are kind of lonely.
They are. And
Maybe.
It's a shame. They're most certainly lonely, and doing what you do would fix their loneliness. But the truth is that these people's attention is being fought for tooth and nail by teams of very educated individuals that have built these algorithms and these platforms and these things and these cigarettes and everything is
social media is the new cigarettes, and it's free.
It's free.
You can't beat free.
Of course it's free. Fortnite was free.
First hit's free.
What's first hit?
First, like, that was a phrase with a lot of drug dealers. First hit is free.
First hit's free. You ever tried like hard drugs?
I've never had hard drugs. I'm actually kind of a square. I've smoked weed. I've drank alcohol, but I don't really think drugs are that interesting, if I'm being honest. They're
not. The truth is, I was like young and like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I thought they were interesting.
I think drugs, a lot of it is just people have a lot of problems in their life and it numbs you, and people mistake being numb for being interesting.
Well, and people might not have any problems in their life, but it is that first hit that their buddy was like, "Yo, you got to try this."
Or it's a social thing. I know a lot of my friends would drink alcohol. Not a lot. A couple of my friends would drink, but only in social situations because it's like a lubricant.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it is, and it's like
it helps you talk to people.
Yeah, and I was at a bar on New Year's Eve.
No kidding.
I wasn't drinking, and it was weird.
It was weird?
Yeah, I don't go to these places because I don't drink, and it's like
neither do I.
Yeah, I mean, and it's like it wasn't weird bad. I enjoyed my time and all, but it was like everyone else seemed to be having like an easier time. Like I couldn't have done more than 45 minutes in there because it was packed and people were pushing up against you and everyone's drunk too. You ever try to like
interact with drunk people?
Yeah, dude. Sometimes I wish we were just like in the Netherlands and you could walk into a speakeasy and they were like drinking pints of beer and playing chess and then like you have a conversation.
I mean, there's also a lot more educated people back then. Yeah. I feel like that's sort of been lost.
It's a shame because you'd think that it wouldn't be because we have all this technology now.
Yeah, people,
There still are. People are educated, I have to say.
Yeah. No, people are educated, but I think it's a lot easier to not be. Like, there's a lot of distractions. There's so many tools to avoid your problems.
Oh my God. It's so easy. I mean, even in something as simple as food, which we literally require food every day. If you're eating the wrong stuff, you can numb yourself just as easy as drink. Trust me.
Yeah.
If you use fast food and stuff the right way, then it's the same as smoking weed. Like, you just get to sort of like sit back and be like, this sugar and fat and sodium feels amazing. Because it does feel amazing.
Yeah. I mean, it's engineered to.
By people that you could only hope to become as smart as after like on your dying day.
Yeah, years and years and years of work, hard work.
Hard work.
To tie it back to what you said earlier.
So we're on a podcast. How does this feel?
This feels great. I actually feel really, as long as my identity is concealed, I enjoy talking to people.
I like the sunglasses and the mask. Now, the only person that has done it before you, I think he was a bit more like, let's make this it was a good buddy of mine. It's weird. It is strange when I do these with people that I've already
talked to,
been so close with. But he was more like this is my fake name, like I'm from Egypt, like that's funny.
Like he did like a bit with it.
Yeah, it was a bit, but you're just like, this is me, but you don't know who I am.
Yeah.
And that is what I think I love, and I'm glad that you're doing it too, because anyone watching that might enjoy listening and has considered coming on but is hesitant because of the potential leak to their identity can see that they don't have to leak it.
No.
A nice pair of shades and a good COVID-19. Hey, everyone's got a COVID-19 mask.
I mean, I got this from CVS today.
And going back to what I said about the guilt cycle that I have struggled with, nowadays, I know it's only been 35 episodes, but I will have people reach out. I want to be on the show.
Really?
And that is when I grab hold. Like if you've told me you want to be on this show, then you are going to be on the show. I have a calendar for one of the first times in my life, and I'm going to make it to you. This show travels. So if you were like, yeah, I'd reach out, but the whole identity thing, reach out, because like the man, the myth,
do you cut your clips?
AI cuts them. I post the AI cut clips on TikTok and YouTube. Now
Okay.
that is
you need to get on Snapchat.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna handle all your marketing in the future. I feel like the podcast is great, but
Would
it
you
could
want
be.
to get paid? Like how?
No, I can do it for free. You seem like a nice guy.
Really?
Yeah, sure.
But like,
why not?
We would want. I can't accept that kind of stuff for free. I had this guy.
See, already you saying that sentence is a nice guy.
I had this guy reach out from India, somewhere in India.
Yeah.
Maybe Pakistan.
Maybe Pakistan.
But it was through email. It was one of the first emails I got because my email is listed on my YouTube page. And he was like, I want to cut your clips for you. Here's my prices. And I was like, whoa.
Was it expensive?
No, it wasn't expensive, but I didn't want 1 or 2 clips because I knew I had a podcast. I was like, I want you to take a podcast and make 30 clips.
Yeah. And
we could discuss a rate or something. And I called him. And he was like, oh, this is a great idea. I'll do a couple. I called him on messages because the time difference. It was crazy stuff. And he was like, no, I'll do it for free. Just the first couple for free so we can see like what's going on here. And I was like, no, I will not take for free. Although, you know what I took for free?
What?
I had an audio engineer.
You just have a lot of people reaching out to help, it seems like.
Oh, yeah. And he's supposed to be on this podcast. I'm really behind. I'm dragging my feet, seriously. But I used to have these clip-on mics, and they had interference. Like, yours would pick up me, and mine would pick up your voice. And
darn.
It would make this echoey sound effects, and I had to match it. And so I would send him the audio file, and he'd send it back. He's supposed to be on this. But once again, he's probably, I need to start, not only do I need to, poke people, reach out to them, but I also need to say, like, you can wear sunglasses. And I need to provide that option.
You can be anonymous.
Yeah. Anonymity is crazy.
Anonymity is crazy. I think
because you're not anonymous to me.
Yeah.
But like to the view.
I mean, I'm also gonna send the podcast to people that know me in real life,
right.
So they'll be able to know who it is.
But the 100, 200 views that aren't those 50.
Yeah.
That's what I predict, like 250 views from this.
I think 250 views is actually pretty good, especially now that social media is so saturated.
For months, dude. For months, I got 2-3 views on a video.
And now you're picking up.
Yeah.
And wait till I add a little marketing sauce. You can get it to 1,000 maybe.
That's
couple
crazy.
of thousand.
I have like this right here. Like I could just send you with this. It's got. Well, I don't want to give you.
No, you don't have to give me.
How would that work? How would this work?
How about this? I mean, dude, you just seem like a good guy. I just want to work with people who I feel are doing interesting things. That's one of the things that I just enjoy. I like working on projects.
So, I mean, like, when you say work on, like, what? I mean...
Like, do you want examples of projects or, like, stuff that I work on?
Well, I'm not stopping. I have a vast library, and it's completely... I guess you couldn't... No, if you go on... You know better than me if you look up YouTube to MP4. there it is.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll give you my Snapchat password because I have Snapchat. I just failed to post
Oh,
it.
you're asking about the mechanics, like how I would actually do it.
Why not?
Yeah, sure. So I would just cut the clips, put them on Snapchat. Maybe I'd add. Do you do captions?
Yeah. So I pay $50 a month right now for
Don't
it.
pay $50 a month.
Why?
You can get it for free.
But it cut each podcast.
It's
it
free.
Makes 30 clips.
Yeah, I know, but you could do it all for free.
But I would take that on top. But this is like like this. I give $50 and I know I have 250 minutes of.
Oh, you only have 250 minutes.
Yeah.
This would be unlimited.
Yeah, that's true.
And it would be
But
free.
I get like 91, 9, 18, 27, like 360 clips.
I know. I'm saying that you would get that, and you'd save $50, and it would be unlimited. So that's like
Hey,
a pretty.
I'm always willing to unsubscribe. From
Unless you want to keep going with that, I'm not.
I don't.
Yeah.
But then it's like when someone is passionate about an endeavor, sometimes it's like I get kind of anxious. Like when
What do you mean?
I had someone engineering my audio.
Yeah.
There was a night where I was beginning my flow of edit to post, and like I didn't know at what point in time I would get the audio. So it started that kind of like.
I mean, I could
I
give you a schedule. It wouldn't be that complex.
Well, with you, you're not like taking my audio or anything. I
Yeah.
would just keep doing what I'm doing like regular. I mean, what would you take? What would you need from me?
Nothing.
That's what I'm saying. So if you don't need anything from me, and I don't need anything from you,
Yeah,
then
that's
it's like,
just-
how would I ever find myself in that like anxious state again?
Yeah.
It would just be. I mean, what you have to tell me what I offer. What do I offer?
I mean, we can talk about this after the podcast. We can work something out.
All right.
Yeah, but like I said, I just like working on projects. I think that's when a lot of people are most happy. That's why so many people are unhappy nowadays. Nobody has anything to look forward to or to do.
Yeah.
And that seems miserable.
Yeah, that's true.
Because people need a purpose. You can't just scroll on Reels or TikTok you need something to look forward to.
Yeah, and that's in to thinking about your significant other. Like right from the very get-go, you should be like, this is just a person and people are great. And if you start there, it's like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You can't go too far.
You shouldn't really start out being like, is this girl weird or hot? Like you shouldn't start out like that. You shouldn't start out like, man, I don't know if you have a connection, but I'll see. I think it's more like.
What I've seen work for me personally, I can't every relationship's different, but friends first for at least a month into a relationship works really well.
Interesting.
Yeah, I've heard that also works for me.
Well, I think from a guy's perspective that does work really well because women, they take a little bit longer to fall in love.
Yeah.
And a month is just about the right time.
Yeah.
Because I think a guy is like honk honk.
Yeah, I mean, guys are
That's
visual creatures,
Yeah.
and women are more, I'd say, auditory, but also emotional, like
Emotional.
stories.
It's so weird because like that's the definition, but yet it's so hard to understand. Women just don't make any sense.
You should read this book. It's called "Women Are When Men Are from Mars, Women Are from Venus." I read that book when I was like 7, and it was a really transformative experience.
I gotta start reading. I gotta swap the porn for books.
Yes.
I'm gonna read that book.
Yeah, you should. I don't know if you will, but it's a good.
I gotta get through all these first.
Yeah, good recommendation to all the listeners out there.
Men are from
Mars, women are from Venus.
All right.
I
have the 5 love languages up there.
I feel like that one's kind of overrated, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think
It is pretty short, to be fair.
Okay, all right. If it's short, it's fine, but I think it's
Oh.
pretty intuitive, right? The 5
It's
love
short.
languages.
I would say it's overrated because it's short.
Oh, really?
Like, how can you give so much praise to a book that doesn't have that many pages?
I think value comes from brevity. Brevity is the soul of wit.
Fair. And why compare a book's length to another?
Yeah. Different strokes for different folks.
Different strokes for different folks. Yo, this last time I'll be meta enough to mention this podcast while we're doing it, but this is full of clips.
Yeah, I know, it's great.
And then what's the ethics? Okay, so I have this clipping stuff and I have the short form stuff, but I wonder if it's ethical because, like,
To clip?
yeah, and to
Dude,
think about
you're such a
clips.
nice guy. This is crazy.
You don't think?
I think it's fine to clip videos. Yeah.
All right, then I'm with you. I give up. I think it's fine to clip videos. I mean,
Yes.
I've been doing it for 2 months. So.
Yeah. Clearly, it's not that unethical
Yeah.
compared to murder.
Murder. Did you ever kill somebody?
No,
Me neither.
not yet. What do you think the shades are for?
Dude, don't kill me, please.
No, not you. If I'm clipping your videos, I'm obviously not gonna murder you.
Don't kill me.
That would just be like a waste of time then. Why am I clipping this guy's videos if I'm just gonna kill him?
I can't answer that for you, man. People kill people all the time for
That's true.
way weirder situations.
The Luigi Mangione case, you know.
Oh, but he was smart. That was such a strange deal.
Here's a controversial take. I don't think it's the guy. I think they blamed him, and there's some other guy in like Thailand right now at a resort.
Disagree.
Really?
Yeah, totally disagree.
That's
because I label that as a conspiracy theory, and I don't think you can keep. Sorry to point a finger at you.
Yeah. No, go for it.
I don't think that you can keep a secret that big from the public.
In terms of what, like the identity?
No, in
like
terms
the
of,
identity of the actual murderer, or what do you mean?
Well, that wouldn't be the secret in this case. The secret in this case is Luigi Mangione is the fall guy.
Oh, you mean like that, dude? The CIA has so many different things that they've kept from the public. Like,
yeah, but this is a public story. It's
yeah,
easier
that's
to
true.
keep things from the public when like there's not any news about them. Like, and then you have to argue: is that really keeping something from the public? That's like if I
good take, yeah.
Yeah, because like the moon landing and the Earth, I point to the moon landing and whether or not the Earth is flat or round. Both of these things are like highly spoken about, highly debated, which they shouldn't be. But no, they should be because
I mean, people debate like, you know, Chloe or Kim.
Yeah, right.
People love to debate anything.
So forget whether they should or shouldn't be. They are debated, and when something is in the light, I do believe that it's not deception on that scale is not possible. I often say that it's only possible to keep a secret if you're the only person that knows it. And in that point, is it even a secret, or is it just like you're schizophrenic?
Yeah.
Seriously, I'm like.
What do you think about the murder itself? Let's get into some ethics.
Well, my brother was 2 blocks away when it happened.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, he lives up in there, New York City.
What happened to him? He's just chilling?
Well, you know, New York, you didn't even notice. You didn't hear any sirens or anything.
People are murdered every day, and this guy gets charged with terrorism for like one killing.
Oh, was he charged with terrorism?
He was charged with terrorism, so they couldn't do jury nullification because if he was just charged with murder, he could do jury nullification.
Oh, well, they don't mess around in New York City.
No, well, I think they're making an example out of him.
Yeah, they don't mess around in New York City because you can't kill CEOs.
Yeah,
he should be. There should be an example made.
Even though the company didn't care at all. The company literally had the meeting the day of the murder, and then they replaced his job within a couple days. Like the posting on LinkedIn was out, and then he got replaced.
Wow.
The company did not care.
Of course, because it's not even about the CEO; it's about the shareholder. I mean, like
the shareholder. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean that company is humongous.
Yes.
It's like not even. It's not even like you can't say the company didn't care because at that point you're like saying the company's like a person who didn't care. The company is not a person. The company.
It's like an entity.
Exactly what I was gonna say. It's an entity. It is.
Great minds.
So many. Yes. There are so many people involved in that company that it is no longer. It does not operate humanely. It's just there to get money.
Yeah.
It's easier to make those decisions, those small decisions that add up to like, if I get cancer, I can't pay for it, when each decision is very small and like.
That's a way that they don't feel guilt too, because if you distribute guilt, it becomes almost negligible.
Exactly. It's like, dude, if we are in a army platoon and our squad leader is like, I'm gonna need 1,000 push-ups. Well, if there's 1,000 of us, each of us do 1 push-up, like, okay, 1,000 push-ups is crazy. If he was like, I want you to do 1,000 push-ups, it's like a death sentence.
Yeah.
But if he says, boys, I need 1,000 push-ups from you, I don't give a shit how you do it, but I've commissioned 1,000 push-ups. We're gonna get it done in 1 second. We just do 1 push-up. Matter of fact, we could do 100 1,000 push-ups.
Yeah. No, distributing guilt is, that's how the Nazis did it, right?
Yeah, that's how the Nazis did it. I've heard that Hitler was genuinely a good speaker.
You'd have to be to convince, people to commit genocide. You can't, you need to be decent with your speaking to do that.
Right.
He could have gone into car sales.
He could have. He was a painter.
He was not a good one.
Yeah, I've heard that.
There's a high bar for artists unless you have rich parents.
You know who was a good painter?
Who?
Dr. Seuss.
I didn't know that.
Now, he has works that were not a part of his children's books that are fantastic. They still have the same whimsical characters, the same beautiful colors, but like it'll be like one of those big yellow birds, but like in a black liminal space with like one of those hoop cartoon shower curtains, and he's like, "It's good, dude."
So he not only was an amazing writer, but he was also
A philosopher.
a philosopher and an artist.
Yes.
You're telling me. How do you think people get? What's the minimum amount of time do you think to become talented at something?
Oh God. Well, a
Like,
talent is not a line. Like $100 is a line. So
surely there's like a time though. Like if you put in a good amount of time, you'll get somewhat talented at something.
I guess yeah.
Like how many podcast episodes until you're amazing?
I think that this is definitely a milestone. I'm gonna be honest with you, but I think amazing is
Subjective.
yeah. I don't want to put a number like 1,000 podcasts away.
You gotta track stuff, man.
1,000 podcasts, man. I think 1,000 podcasts on my 1,000 podcast, I'll be like, yeah, good work, bro, to myself.
In that tone.
Yeah, I said good work. I said good work, bro, to myself when I hit 30 because my old boss at the car wash said most podcasts fail at 30. I think he just made that up.
No, I think that's actually true, and I think it's like 25 or something. But he's right.
Yeah.
Most podcasters give up after 25. It's a hard business.
Yeah, and that's I have to say that most people I think do like one a week. I'm not with that schedule at all. I don't subscribe to that. I like to reference Joe Rogan a lot just because of how many podcasts he's done.
Sheer volume.
Yeah, I would consider him. He does 3 to 4 a week, and they're all 3 hours. So like I still have not been able to put enough steam in my engine to like get there sustainably. But I hope that I'm working there because I think that's how you do this.
Volume?
It's not volume. I don't think yes, it's more volume than others, but it's the same if not better quality. I mean, I don't think 3 to 4 a week, 3 hours per podcast is crazy at all. I think it's
What if you have a job though? You know, like that's a lot of time if if you're working like a 9 to 5.
369 potentially 12 hours of film, and then you have to mirror that because if it's 12 hours of film, it's roughly 12 hours of editing. That's 24 hours. Yeah, that's steep. And I'm about to start school too.
Yeah.
That's steep. But you know,
now 1 a week sort of makes sense.
I'm not gonna let it. I'm not gonna. A lot of people would be like, "All right, I'll just stop." There's never a good time to start something. You know, you never just get to be like, "Okay, I'm not gonna work and I'm not gonna go to school. Now I'll do a podcast."
Yeah.
You don't get to do that. Well, maybe some people do.
Yeah.
But I doubt that those people, you know, like would have the drive to succeed anyway.
No, they would take the easy path,
which is
scrolling. Instant dopamine.
Instant.
Whew. You burning up? Are you okay?
I'm not burning up. I'm having a great time.
Okay,
I can't
cool.
even explain it to you.
Well, yeah, I think good conversations are rare nowadays, and hopefully I'm not arrogant in saying that, but rarely does somebody find themselves in an actual conversation they enjoy.
Yeah, that's true.
Most of it's just generated.
What percentage of what's actually happening is within your control to enjoy it?
I think all of it. I think that's a trick question.
You wouldn't say 50% because you're the other 50, but it's like a stoic.
Yeah, you
it's
can kind of just like not
because you're 100% of that 50. If it's 50-50, then we're talking about someone that's right there.
Yes.
That's just like the question for them is not if they're enjoying it, but if they think we're enjoying it.
Yes.
But yeah.
I think you should just make stuff that you enjoy, and if other people like it, that's a huge bonus, but that way you're always going to be happy with what you make.
Yeah, definitely. Most certainly. You seen any good movies lately?
Nosferatu. Robert Eggers.
Oh, the horror.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I've scrolled past that.
A lot of clips on social media, yeah.
No, not like that kind of scroll. Like, I go to the theater quite often.
Oh, you do?
So I see what's now playing and I scroll down.
You're a movie guy?
I love the movies.
You love what's your favorite movie? That kind of goes without saying.
Oh, my God, my favorite movie. My favorite movie? Usually it's like, what are your favorite movies?
No, I'm dialing in to the beginning. The most powerful movie you've seen, the movie that's like influenced you, you know?
Ugh, my favorite movie? All right, I'm just going to go with Fantastic Mr. Fox.
That's a really solid pick.
I rewatched it like it was a while ago, like a week ago. And man, is that a fantastic movie. I like it because it was someone's life and soul and talent got put into Roald Dahl, wrote it down, right? And that's just like when you limit the aspects of a project, you're able to focus in more on other aspects. Like if I told you to build me a table, it'd be different than if I asked you to build me the legs of the table. You'd be able to give more effort to a smaller piece.
You'd have to give it to a craftsman though to carry that analogy. Like if you gave it to a terrible screenwriter, now the whole movie falls apart because you trusted.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's
so
true. But
you gotta have good people.
But watching the Fantastic Mr. Fox, I really saw Roald Dahl. I mean, it's an amazing.
I've seen it, dude. It's a
and
really
they gave
great
it
film.
to they gave it to
Wes Anderson.
Wes Anderson. Like, come on, like two great men that like have devoted their lives to what they do.
Artistry.
They devoted their lives to, like you said, enjoying what they do. You can tell that they really enjoy what they do.
Wes Anderson makes movies for himself, and I think that's one of his best qualities.
They're fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm getting goosebumps just talking about them. They like light you up. And people that hate them, they really gotta. I mean, why hate? Why?
Envy.
Yeah, I think they really do, because it's so beautiful, and it's like they honestly like their mind won't even give them a path where they can say this is good, because they'd have to admit something else they don't want to about themselves. But it's amazing. It's amazing. There's a Grand Budapest Hotel. Amazing. Yes. Amazing.
Bottle Rocket, Rushmore.
Yes.
His earlier stuff. I really like his earlier stuff.
I mean, it's like I don't even know. Like, it's like I think it's amazing because you're like, when you really pay attention and you really appreciate it for what it is, you truly wonder, like, could I accomplish this in a lifetime? I don't know.
Some people just have such great streams of consciousness. Like, their consciousness is made up of so many different fabrics interwoven with each other.
Well put.
Yeah.
Whoa. You sure you've never done acid?
I've never done acid.
You're too smart to have done that sort of thing.
I'm not smart.
You are very, very intelligent.
I've almost gotten academic probation 3 times, actually.
Come on. You know better.
No, actually.
You know better than me that it's not about your grades. Like,
that's true, but it takes me. This is what I say when people say you're smart. I don't have the 3 things that make up a smart person. You need to be able to learn things pretty fast. I learn things slow. You need to have a great, memory. I don't have a great memory. And you need to have intellectual energy, which is the ability to keep going at a task that you might not like, that requires a lot of brain power. I take a lot of breaks. So.
Same. I'm with you.
So I'm not smart, but I think intelligence, you don't need intelligence to succeed. There are so many people who showcase that you can be not that smart and still succeed.
Well, it's just different kinds of intelligence. It's not like intelligence is a very complex word.
There's a G factor though. There's like the IQ.
Do you think that
I think there's some people who pick everything up faster, and there's some people who just put in the time. So it looks like they're really, really intelligent in like music, but really Mozart started training with his dad when he was 2 years old, and he put in thousands of hours before he hit the age of 8. So obviously he's going to be really good at music.
Yeah, yeah, and it's sort of I don't subscribe to those tests. IQ.
Oh, the Raven's matrices, the IQ tests.
Is Raven matrices the ENFJ?
No,
that's an
that's
test.
The MBTI.
The MBTI, I lump that in with the intelligence test. I'm not a fan I'm a fan because there's nothing wrong with trying to accomplish something, but I think we give too much credit. I think we give too much credit to what they
I agree. I think it's a good starting point, but intelligence is a lot more visceral than just.
From what I've seen, the end point of that starting end point is infinite. And infinite, you can't never touch it. So, yeah, that might be hard to grapple with, but that's the way I see it.
I think that's also because goals manifest themselves in so many different ways in real life, right? There's so many different ways to be successful, like making a stop motion whimsical film. You wouldn't think that would be a way to be successful. Look at Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Yeah.
And
then the definition of success is why, you have a guy that's like sipping ayahuasca in the forest, and if you ask him, he's the most successful man in the world.
According to him, yeah.
And maybe his wife.
And
if 2 people believe it, then what's 2 to 1 million?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, they might be right. I watched it's a gay movie, Queer. You seen that one?
I haven't. It's A24, I believe.
What's A24?
They're a production company.
A24.
Yeah, A24.
Love them.
Yeah, they really have like a certain sense to cherry pick movies that are good.
It's a niche. They have a niche. I think they really tune in with our generation's desire for intense cinematography.
They do.
Yeah, they use those soft Sony, like they really get in there. It's good shots.
Do you have a favorite A24 movie specifically that you've seen?
I recently watched that horror about the two what's the religion where they go door to door?
Mormons?
Yeah, the two Mormon girls that get locked in that house with the guy.
Yeah.
What's that one called?
I can't remember the name.
God, those girls were so hot. They were so. I love that movie. And it was
A24 makes a lot of good movies.
Yeah, and it was despite the girl's attractiveness. I mean,
I think you'd really like Nosferatu.
I think I would too. I think I might go see it after work tonight.
You just live life, huh?
Yeah, for now. Dude, I took for me, you know how Jesus Christ, it was like before Christ.
Yeah.
After
AD after death of Christ.
For me, it's like before woman, after woman. Like I can go see a movie, like, but that should be wrong because.
What do you mean?
I know this is wrong, but like. I don't have I'm at a point where I don't have I'm pushing because I've been saying this for like 10 years now.
Yes.
Yeah. So
and what?
It's being pushed. Like I can do this because I can.
Yeah.
That has to eventually stop because it's devolved. It's coming to an end because
there's like two sides of it.
It used to be I can wake up and smoke a fuck ton of weed and now it's just like I can go to a movie after work, which isn't terrible, but like I have to edit this podcast. I have to get sleep. You know what I'm saying? So it's coming to an end, and it's sad.
That's what adulthood is, man.
It's sad.
It's a transition away from childhood to adulthood.
As I look back on those days of getting stoned in the morning now, I will look back on these nights of going to the movies after work.
Might be just as good, maybe even better. Who knows?
Yeah. I wonder what I'll be doing 20 years from now that I know I'll end up looking back on in 20 years.
I don't even think I'm making it past 2 years from now.
What do you mean making it past?
Like I don't even know if I want to make it past 2 years from now. Like I'm really happy with the life I've lived.
What?
I don't know. 20 years is an insane amount of time. I don't think people realize.
I don't want to die ever.
You don't want to die ever?
No. And I think about it and it freaks me out. Even if I'm 120, I don't want to die.
I think if you genuinely want to live forever, you could do that in this generation specifically.
We're not that smart.
Yes, we are.
Really?
Age reversal is already a thing. In fact, that's one of my pet projects. Once I get $1 million, I'm going to work on synthesizing a way of reversing the aging process by 5 years.
Whoa.
Yes.
You're the type of guy that if I gave $1 million, I'd really trust.
I appreciate it.
Seriously.
Thank you.
Because there are people out there that throw money to people that they just feel good about. And if I had that kind of money,
I appreciate it.
I'd throw it your way. And I'd feel safe about it.
Hopefully, I can transfer this energy to some venture capitalists. I am in the next couple of years trying to raise money for that. So
for
age reversal.
Yeah.
Because think about it, so many beautiful movies and music and science and all of that is linked to people like being alive to do it. So what if we had certain people being alive?
Or what if people just didn't die anymore? Eventually, I think we would solve the overcrowding thing. I think we would.
We have enough food to feed like 5 times the population. I don't think people realize that. Like our food production is insane.
I do subscribe to the idea that we're on the cusp of we've
like
seen
a population decline?
No, just like amazing technological.
Oh
advance.
yeah.
I don't see how we couldn't be. I think that there's lots of evil things that have come out of like our invention of currency, but I think there is a branch of this tree that is capitalism that is
innovation.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think capitalism is like a really good thing. Just what happened is people could use their money to make more money, so instead of innovating, you just feed it back into the loop.
It's hard. I wouldn't even call it innovation. It's like because it would make sense like if you invent something, I'm like, "Oh, he innovated." But it's like we said earlier with United Healthcare. It's like we almost can't understand because it's not a person, it's an entity.
I'm a huge fan of startups for that reason because they're small and you get all the benefits of capitalism with none of the like red tape or bloat.
And it's almost like with a startup, it's like all one guy's vision.
Yeah, it is all. Yeah, it's
so
a couple people. There's no lawyers. There's no HR. There's
Sam
no
Altman.
accountants.
And Sam Altman's like, "Listen, bro, trust me, bro." And you're like, "All right, you're one dude. I trust you."
Yeah.
But then he gets fired and rehired. And
yeah.
Now it's like there's a $200 version for GPT. I pay $20 a
So
month.
now that we're talking about AI, where do you think AI is headed? Because it's
headed.
exploded over the past
I think it's
4
headed.
years.
It is headed. It is most certainly headed.
What?
It's so hard to understand. It's so
Yeah,
hard.
most people don't even know AI is like going anywhere. Most people think it's just a chatbot.
With computer, I know. With computer, I have done a podcast with ChatGPT. Let me tell you, it is not just a chatbot.
You can ask it questions like, out of all my messages, what do you think my psychological profile is?
People don't understand how crazy it is for a computer to have context.
Yeah.
It truly does.
Context, yeah. It's not prompt engineering. It's contextual engineering.
Right. But what was I going to say? I don't remember.
AI, ChatGPT.
Right.
AI is headed somewhere.
Right.
Yes.
It's going, and it's going fast.
That's what the kind of jobs I'm looking for this year, and hopefully by the end of the year I will have a job in AI.
It excites me, man.
Yeah, me too. That's the only reason I'm still going.
I mean, it's like largely because of AI that earlier I think we're on the cusp of some great technological.
Yeah, I agree. I hope like 2 or 3 years from now I can use any AI tools that have been used to help with the age reversal research.
And if AI didn't exist, I'd say BS to you when you say age reversal. But because it exists and this world's moving so fast, I'm like this. Now, this is what I was gonna say. Oh my god, I forgot it again.
That was a good reversal there.
Oh. With a computer, they invent computers, we watch them grow and evolve, and it's like there's a linear, like, how many transistors is in this amount of space?
Yes.
Like, that is countable, and the more, the better, like, with a few exceptions based on, like, electrical, what's the field? Is it electrical engineering?
Electrical engineering.
Yeah, like, based on, like, the layouts and such, but, it can be safely assumed that if I have 1,000 transistors in a cubic inch and you have 100, I'm going to be able to solve 2 + 2 a couple 0.000 seconds.
Yeah, but it also, it's on an exponential curve because once you can use AI to do AI research,
that's what I'm saying. But is it though? Because I think so. But you can't tell the future, and there's no transit now. That's not necessarily true because AI
can also be used in chip design, and it's being used in chip design.
Oh, that's meta. I was talking about AI in a sense is still just transistors. I mean, it's just computing power. It's not.
Yeah, sure, but you can use the transistor to improve the transistor, which has never been a thing until now.
That's true.
So.
And it literally is.
Yes.
I mean, if someone is watching at home and they disagree with the fact that NVIDIA, Amazon, Microsoft, and Apple
Meta.
engineers don't have ChatGPT in one of their tabs, you are actually stupid.
No, as somebody who does programming and is also looking for a programming job,
because
Claude is amazing.
The way these companies work is the reason that they're able to innovate and the reason they're able to do these giant like the inner workings of an iPhone are so complex, and the reason they can design and output the next iPhone each year is because they divide the task of the invention up.
That's what we were talking about with the table legs.
Yeah, so it's not like yes, these men and women that have these jobs are extremely intelligent, but it's like people at home watching have to realize that they could be there too with an education and with hard work. And after that education and hard work, ChatGPT can assist you.
Yeah.
It can. And it does.
I don't know if you heard about O3.
I think it's 04.
It's O3.
Is it 03?
03, and it's like we've surpassed graduate level.
Are we at 01 now?
We were at 01, but they
02?
couldn't do 02 because of like some copyright sort of thing. So they moved to 03 and...
Yeah, I've used 01. 01's right in a tab away.
Yeah, no, we've hit graduate level intelligence, which is, that's the peak. That's close to the peak of human intelligence.
I have, do you pay monthly for ChatGPT?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's worth it.
An intellectual man, I see.
I guess so. I got a ways to go.
1,500 in chess ain't a ways to go, my man.
I got... goes up to 2,400. That's a lot.
What's it gonna take for me to convince you that you're one of the smartest people I've ever spoken to?
The fact that I don't have a job. Like I have a job, but not like a real job.
Okay.
If I was so smart, wouldn't I have a job?
No.
If I was really that smart, I could just get myself a job.
I disagree.
You think?
Yeah, I disagree. I think true extreme intelligence is just as much as a curse as it is a blessing.
How so?
Intelligent people are much more likely to get addicted to substances.
Yeah, that's true.
And here you are, somehow you've skirted all of them.
Well, I'm a square. I told you. I'm boring.
You're intelligent.
Yeah. I'm also, you know, I don't know. I think drugs are kind of boring. If it, to keep it a buck, like I've had alcohol before, and it's like it's great, but like, it tastes kind of bad. They could work on that.
I love alcohol.
Which kinds?
Liquor, the hard, the
See,
strongest it gets.
that's if I do drink, that would be my alcohol of
Because we're
choice.
intelligent men.
Well, also, I'm not an intelligent. I'm gonna take myself out of that group. Beer just tastes terrible.
Well, why would you drink like and like
That also seems inefficient for
I
anyone
find-
who drinks alcohol. Like beer, you're getting to the same place, but you're taking like the shortest, slowest car to get
And
there.
when I drank, I would use it as like it's like an intellectual fallacy. I'm not even too sure of the definition of fallacy, but I would be like, oh, it's a beer, so like I don't have to feel bad about drinking it.
Yeah,
What?
it's the same amount of alcohol, just dispersed over a larger amount of volume.
Yeah, yeah. I love beer.
Do you? Do you drink imported beer or
Well,
regular beer?
My love for beer is not. If I truly loved it, like you may be thinking, based on the way I'm speaking about it, then it would have been much harder to stop drinking. But when I was very young, I just started smoking weed, and I didn't get into beer until much later.
You're like my roommate.
It's very well known, scientifically studied wise, that the younger you find
start.
and the more often you do it at a younger age, the more gripping it is on your psyche.
It's probably why porn has such a strong grip on a lot of people.
Yeah, dude, I need to start treating porn like
Like heroin.
yeah. Seriously.
No, it's bad.
But I honestly think it's a year and a half since I last smoked weed. I've essentially done it. I'll never have done it until the day that I died. But like I've been in many situations throughout this year and a half where weed has been right next to me, offered to me, and I decline it. I've essentially I don't know how to phrase. I don't know. But I'm once again losing what I was gonna say. Do I have dementia?
No. But porn also causes brain fog, so that might also be a part of it.
Yeah, I think that this. I'm not gonna watch porn today or tonight.
Schedule out, tonight to watch the movie Nosferatu.
Yeah. I'm not gonna watch porn. Last time I quit, I lasted a couple months, and like.
Dude, that's a crazy long time. Most people don't even last a week.
That's the thing. I think I'm capable.
You have high standards for yourself.
Heroin is crazy.
Yes.
I don't think I should. I think if I actually had tried heroin the same age that I tried porn, and I think if you swapped heroin and porn in my story, I think I'd have a much harder time getting off heroin than porn.
Do you think you have an addictive personality?
I think everyone does. It's human nature. Our
Some people certainly have more addictive personalities than other people, though.
Yeah, I'd say I'm perfectly average. I mean, I didn't have to go to like any center or anything but I think a lot of people end up in those centers when they don't need to be rehabilitation centers.
Yeah.
Those are very interesting. Those are very, very interesting because say someone they have a problem with a substance, but you put them in a place where it's like everyone's telling them they have a problem, like that can change the dynamic of the whole situation. Whereas like before they might have been able to do it on their own, but now all of a sudden they've like been introduced to this world where everyone's like, yo, you have a problem. It's like schizophrenia. Once you develop it, it just gets worse.
Yeah. Or dementia.
Yeah.
Pretty tragic.
Very tragic. I hope that I do not get dementia.
Well, hey, man, with the technology that's coming out, I doubt dementia will be a thing in the near future.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, I had a close encounter with dementia, one of the first in my life, about a month ago, and I was kind of observing it, and I was like, sorry about that.
Oh, you're good.
My
phone's been blown up.
And I kind of thought, do not disturb. This is kind of silly. Like, it's not like I was like, oh, I see how this person ended up here. But I was kind of like a little less scared of it. Because I was like, I just don't see. Like, I think for me to develop dementia, or anyone, I think some poor choices have to be made. throughout
It's
your
also
life.
it's also random, too.
Are you sure about
Yes, there's a lot of genetic factors. When I say random, I just mean your genes have a huge effect on what diseases you get later in life.
that? Is that proven?
That's been proven. It's been proven.
But I see the random aspect as like 5% of the mix. Other 95% is like how healthy you are. And what
Yeah,
you
I mean, it's like, again, it differs. Do you know what epigenetic factors are?
No.
So epigenetic factors are just some of your genes are turned on by lifestyle factors. So let's say you're somebody who works out a lot and you eat relatively healthy. Some of those factors for chronic diseases might not turn on because of the lifestyle that you live. So you would relatively escape your genes because you turn them off.
I see.
So yeah, I think lifestyle is a huge way to combat these diseases.
Yeah, I'm a bit worried for myself and
Don't be
dementia.
worried about it. It's like focus on the present. You know?
I am. My good friend told me that where you are, that's where you are.
Where you are is where you are.
He's gonna be pissed because that's not how you say it, but that's how I say it.
What a saint, that guy.
Where you are, that's where you are. Everyone's trying to get to the next place, man. Like,
Yeah, everybody's trying to make so much money nowadays. It's pretty crazy.
It's scary because it's like
Not everybody's gonna make it, you know.
Yeah, not everyone's gonna make. And when you're in that world, you're in that world, and it's like a whole different world. The money world,
The money world, it sucks your soul out.
and it's not even like the good suck.
No, it's not the good
It
suck.
uses teeth and shit.
Exactly. It bites it off, chews it up, spits it out, kicks it around, and then puts it back in. I think you just like get enveloped by it and you lose who you were.
Yeah.
Does anyone need 8 cars in their garage?
I mean, I can't say to you if I had all that money, I wouldn't.
No, I understand. I'm just saying
I
like,
have 9. Fuck it.
yeah, like, but genuinely, does anyone need it philosophically?
No, dude, you and I need like we could survive. Like the human body is capable of surviving off of like very, very little.
You think?
Yeah. As long as we have social interaction, dude, we could just get like a loaf of bread and some water, and we could live a life.
I
Maybe
think
if
that
we
would be tough. That would be a rough existence.
well, whether or not it's tough or not.
I'd need 2 bottles of water and a loaf with a slice of cheese.
But do you think our life? I mean, what is this like on a graph where you have money? The more money,
They did a study on this. It was 70,000, but with inflation now it's around 90 to 100,000, and then your happiness sort of plateaus.
Oh.
Yeah. So, but here's the thing: not everybody is going to make $70,000 or even 100,000, which is the new modern.
Yeah, 100,000 is 70K. Out of college, if you have worked very hard, you are worth $100,000.
But so many people are never going to make that amount of money in their life.
Yeah.
Nor should everybody, you know? I don't think everybody should have to make this amount of money to survive. That's kind of a ridiculous ask for everyday Americans.
That's true. It's complex though, because I mean, how would you structure it? How would you like? What would you do differently if you?
I think UBI is actually not a bad idea.
What's UBI?
UBI is universal basic income, so that would just be like every American gets this much money for food and maybe this amount of money for rent, and then if you want to buy 9 cars, then you can do a bunch of, do whatever you grift to get 9 cars, but not everybody needs 9 cars, you know what I'm saying? So if you provide for everybody's basic needs, people can do whatever they want.
I see.
Yeah, like you could film a podcast, some people might make art, some people might make movies, some people might do science, like.
Huh.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
Well then how do you, I mean, wouldn't that change the way that the world looked?
The world looks terrible right now. I'd be fine with changing.
I guess.
Stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I guess. Yeah.
I mean, there's so many people. People are so miserable. They're shooting people out in the street. I think
that's true.
A little bit of change will do good.
That's true.
Yeah. So UBI would be my strategy, but if I've learned anything, you can mostly help yourself and a couple other people. You can't change like most people's way of life.
This is a very interesting thing. This is very interesting.
Yeah.
Very, very interesting. I have to be honest with you. We're at that point where usually I stop most.
That will then stop it.
But I don't think I should.
I mean, you can do whatever you want. you're the master of your own podcast.
That's true. That's true.
Master of your own destiny. You know.
And if we stop this, then I'd be like, all right, man, I'll see you later. Maybe hopefully tomorrow.
All right.
Do another one, and then I'd like, oh, I do need to eat.
You do need to eat.
Yeah, I gotta eat.
Okay.
That's probably why I'm like.
Probably want to
hitting a
stop the
wall.
podcast then.
I don't know. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Come back tomorrow and try
Come
to go
back
30
tomorrow.
minutes longer.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
It's over.
Sounds good.